When it comes to sweets, it's hard to beat a good old mixed berry cobbler. Hey guys, I'm Clint and I like to cook. And that's exactly what I'm going to be making tonight. So you guys come along with me and I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to start out with 8 cups of frozen berries, strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries in a bowl here. And I'm going to add a half a cup of granulated sugar. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Just kind of drizzle that in a little bit. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and a half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Now I'm just going to gently kind of start folding all that together. We just want to make sure it all gets mixed well. Okay, I've got all the stuff blended well in the bowl. So now I've got a 9 by 13 baking dish. And all I'm going to do is just take this mixture and we're just going to pour into the bottom of that baking dish. And we'll spread it out. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven on and let it be preheating to 350 degrees. Okay, so now we need to make our topping. So I've rinsed my bowl out and dried it out. And I'm going to add a cup and a half of all-purpose flour. Now I'm going to add 1/3 a cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to add 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. And I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to whisk this mixture together in the bowl. Okay, now I'm going to take 6 tablespoons of butter. And what I did is I just grated that. It's still cold, so I'm going to add that to the flour. Now I'm just going to take my fork and I'm going to kind of start working that butter into that flour until I start seeing like little bitty crumbles inside there. So I'm just going to kind of mash that around. I've got the butter mixed in there. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take a half a cup of buttermilk. And while I'm kind of stirring this, I'm going to slowly pour that buttermilk in until this kind of gets all blended together. Just going to try to stir it and pour at the same time. You might have to stop and do one or the other. We'll get that poured in there. Basically, guys, what we're making here is like a biscuit top. I've got all the flour mixed up. So now what I'm going to start doing, I've put some gloves on here. And I'm going to take a little bit of this dough. I'm going to get a little bit out here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start flattening that out. About like that right there. And I'm just going to start laying that right on top of those berries. All right, this is kind of what it's going to look like when you get the dough laid on top. Okay, so what I want to do now is I've got a little bit of the buttermilk reserved, and I'm going to start brushing a little bit on top of the dough mixture. I don't know, about a tablespoon and a half, something like that. And I'm going to just kind of spread it out a little bit. We don't want to soak it. Just kind of get a little thin layer. There we go. Now I'm going to take some granulated sugar and I'm just going to sprinkle that over the top. I'm not measuring here. I'm just kind of covering the top of it a little bit. I think it's probably going to be plenty right there. And that's it. We're going to go ahead. We're going to put that in the oven. We're going to let it cook for about 50 minutes or so. We'll check it with a toothpick. Just stick it in there. If it comes out clean, then your dough's finished and it's ready to be taken out of the oven. So we'll go ahead and get that in the oven. All right, guys, just got it out of the oven. It cooked for about an hour. Browned up nicely. And that is going to be delicious. I believe it's that time. Man, you talking about going to be delicious. Woo. Now that right there is going to be dangerous, I'm going to tell you. Because we're going to come in here with a big old scoop of ice cream right next to that. What do you think about that, guys? I want you to take a look at that right there, guys. I'm telling you, that's going to be good. Mm. Yeah. If y'all don't see me for a while, it's probably because I've hurt myself eating so much of this stuff. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you try this out because this is delicious and it's simple. You guys, appreciate all you're doing for me. Thank you so much for all your support. I couldn't do it without you, and God bless.